You've been waiting on a sign from God, the universe, the world to change. You've been looking for the words in a fortune cookie. You've searched all around for that sign that's going to tell you specifically what exactly to do. Here's your sign. I'm here. Look, wake up. We're here. I'm crying out to you unforgivably, unregrettably, unfortunately, no, unignorably, to be your sign, to help you know, not guess which one, hope, pray, know clearly who you are, who you're meant to serve, what you're meant to say to them, and to do it right now, today. Let's talk about that. Hi, my name's Steve Kidd. I am a third generation minister, international best-selling author of soon to be 39 books. I finished it off last night, so we're just putting on the finishing touches of putting it out to publish it. And you will be getting How Can I Help You Today for free here up in then just the next couple of days. Really excited about it for you, for all it's going to do for you, your life, your business, and all the things that you can learn about radical generosity. I'm excited to bring that to you. But more than, talking all about me, which was not my intent, I'm just excited about the book. More than that, I've had the wonderful privilege of working with over 5,000 people, helping them, everywhere in the process, write, publish, market their books to bestseller. We have 100% success making folks bestseller, and that has absolutely nothing to do with the heart and soul and core of who Steve is. I've been a salesperson. I'm 58 now, so for 53 years, I started when I was 5 years old, was a sales manager by 19 years old. And all of those all come together to do one thing, and that's because I care about you. I want to know what you need. I want to see it. And then I want to use the unexplainable but incredibly fun to have gift that God's given to me to allow me the capability to see what you're doing and see the up level, the cool opportunity that's in that, to see what's next, to see where you clearly, concisely, completely should be consistently connecting. I just, and there's some things that you can totally teach, and there's other things that are just your gifting. You're just like, some of those things just come to you, and you're like, I just know that. I just see it, and then I know it. And that's the way it is for me. And I look forward to talking to you. Now, with that said, that doesn't mean that I haven't created some systems for you to really, truly get clear. I've got some free stuff you can go through. The free stuff is all about mindset. It has all to do with how you can get your mind in the right place to then get you in the right space of true, real, absolute clarity. Because you got to get that mind trash right first. Stop thinking about. I was having a great conversation, and Willie, Jay, and I talk, oh gosh, a couple, 2, 3 times a week, every week. We're great friends besides working together and all the cool things God has going on that level. I love just talking to him about it. And there's an old statement in the church. Don't worry, I warned you as a third generation minister, I'm not going off the rails and preaching to you. But I love this statement because it's the old timers used to say, I want to be under the spout where the glory comes out. Now, you've heard me say it in other lives if you were listening. It's like being where the spotlight is. You see, you want to be visible, you want to be valuable, you want to be seen, you want to be heard. You have desires. You need that. You got to be in that clarity space. Okay? You can stand off to the side of the stage and scream from off stage your line, and you're not going to be seen. The words, in a lot of cases, won't be heard. You got to step up to where the microphone is. You've ever been to a comedy event, they put the mic right smack dab center stage. For those of you that have never been in sound and lighting for, theatrical and venue space event type of stuff, okay, all of the lights, whether it's a lighting rig that you travel with, or you're in a high school auditorium, or whatever it is. All the lights are designed so that the middle of the stage is the best lit. There are even some productions of things that you intentionally make the sides a little darker and shadier, because it makes the middle brightness even more so. If you do fog for an event, the fog comes from off stage. Fog machines are cool, but you don't normally want them sitting smack dab in the middle of the stage. Now, there are some things you can do depending on the setup for your stage, that you can put them underneath of the risers, or in the front underneath of the stuff that hides the monitors, or those kind of things. And there's some other things you can do with that. But the point being is that they're not sitting out there, you know, very rarely. I've seen some crazy performances, but this is some kind of performance trick. It's not really the way it's meant to be done. Normally a performer's not walking around with the fog machine. There's enough else to do to be the lead singer of a group. There's enough to do if you're in a choir, whatever, for you to also have to try to man the fog machine. And those roll in from the sides or from the front. They're not center stage. They're not going to take up that prime real estate of the middle. Now, yes, a follow spot does exactly that. It follows you. But when you're low end as a performer, you know what they do with the follow spots? Okay, so perfect example. Let me go back to comedy clubs. Okay. You know what they do at the comedy clubs? They have a couple of overhead lights, and those are all done so that the middle of the stage is good. And if they have any kind of follow spots, they're just set. They're on a tripod, and they're just sitting, and they're pointing at the mic in center stage. Now, that's not to say that there aren't a lot of comedians that wander around. And in 99% of your comedy clubs, now I'm not talking about, it's like, well, I saw Chris Rock on HBO on his special, and the follow spot followed him everywhere he went. Yeah, absolutely. And they paid a couple $100,000 for the entirety of all the production stuff that happened before that, quote unquote film, before that special made it out live. There was hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars that went into that. Now, yeah, you can do a movie. Kevin Smith did the movie Clerks for $25,000, recorded it for that. And then he had to go to a production company, to a studio to get the distribution of it. I can guarantee you, I don't care how many screens you're on, if you put a movie out, it's going to cost you way more than that $25,000. Sure, we've got enough on our phones these days. You could do an entire movie off of your, high-end Android or Apple phone. And totally. And they've got really cool tripods, and they've got the new ones that have the gyroscopes in them so that no matter where you move your arm, the video itself stays totally stable. Now, keep in mind, the new iPhone, whatever it is, I don't remember exactly which model it is. That's like a $2,000 phone, especially if you're going to get the good one that you want to do a movie off of. Okay. And that tripod, that costs you more and more. You see what I'm saying? But in the most basic of setup, they just put that. Okay. If you hire a low end videographer to do, to videotape you doing a talk, I mean, you could pay more for it, and he can walk around and get some really great shots and those kind of things. But the main basic, just underlying premise of an event, where say 20 or 50 people are there, is they set up a video camera of some sort at the back of the audience, and they point it at the middle of the stage. And it's back far enough that it'll cover the whole stage. You got to be in that center spot. If you decide that you want to start your talk over here where my hand is. You see what I'm doing over here and I'm moving my hand around? You can't see what my hand's doing at all. If I bring it in here, now you can see as long as I keep it in front of the camera. And if I move it back off the screen, I may be doing something or I may be doing nothing. You don't know. I mean, you could probably tell a little bit because my shirt shakes just a little bit, but you don't know. You got to be clear enough to know where center stage is so that you can take center stage and you can share your message with the world because somebody's waiting on you. Someone is suffering in your silence and you're waiting until you can afford the park hands to be able to light the stage up properly, till you can afford to pay somebody to be on the follow spot so they chase you all the way around the stage, until you can afford the $2,500 or $5,000 video camera to do the videos on. This camera that I'm talking to you, and I spent a little bit more for this one than I needed to, but this is about $120, $150 camera. It's in 4K. I think it actually told me when I came on to StreamYard that it's in 720p. So it's not the highest quality. We're not talking about I'm doing this video in 4K. In fact, I looked at a camera that was only about another, what do you call these things? Anyway. And I looked at one of them for, it was, like I said, about $50 to $100 more that was going to shoot it in 4K. And I'm like, why do I need to be sitting here talking to you in 4K? I'm just not that interesting enough. That's really not it. You do what you got to do. And the truth of the matter is, I don't care how old and janky your phone is. Mine's years old. It tracks faces. Yeah. You pulled up your phone. I don't care. Look at my phone, okay? Let me show you something I don't need to show you. You see how torn off? My phone needs a new phone. All right. It's falling apart. I can't change the volume on my phone anymore because the plastic tubing on the side of it. All right. I haven't replaced it because it's just not the important thing to do right now. The important thing to do right now is to come here and tell you you need to be clear. If you want to be visible, you got to be visible. If you want to be seen, you got to be seen. You pick up the phone and you go, hey, my name's Steve, and I'm here today to talk to you about blah, blah, blah. Unless your name's Steve, don't say, hey, your name's Steve. Just saying. Use your own name. I got my name, you get your own. Seriously, you need a sign, here's your sign. Not because I'm calling you, what the here's your sign comedy joke was about. Stupid, I guess, is what that was. I'm not in any way saying that. I'm saying flashing neon light, here's the sign. Get clear, get clear, get clear, get clear, get clear. Go live now, go live now, go live now. Did my hands make it flash enough? Now's the time. Somebody's waiting on you. You got to be clear enough, concise enough, consistent enough. Qualified isn't a question. Because connection is what it's about. Are you clear? If you're not 100% absolutely certainty, and then even then, you need to DM me the word clarity. Go into my messaging on whatever app you're on and send me the message clarity. If that's too hard for you, go down to the comments and type in the word clarity. You need clarity. Clarity is powerful. Now, yeah, I'm going to tell you the whole time while we're getting you clear, consistency, connection. Clarity will come through you consistently connecting because you want to know the best way to be the clearest on knowing exactly what people want and need. This is deep. Lean in. You ready for it? Ask them. I did that Joe Biden where I whispered to you. Seriously, ask them. Hey, if I was to talk about any one thing, what do you need? My book, is called How Can I Help You Today? It was hilarious. Cracked me up because the whole concept is to essentially ask the question, wrote a whole book. I mean, it's a short book. It's like 80 pages. Challenging you to just simply ask people, how can I help you today? To just embrace the whole concept of radical generosity. Ask them, and then when they say, hey, can you do X, Y, Z? Then just do it. Do it wholeheartedly. Be excited. Be glad you did it. That's what the whole book's about. There you go. You read the whole thing now. You're going to like it. There's way more than that to it, but that's the general concept of the book. That's what you need to do. And how are you going to get there? How are you going to get anybody to answer you if you're not someplace where people can answer you? You don't need StreamYard. You're listening to me on this. So you either have a laptop computer or a phone or a desktop computer. I suppose it's possible that you could have a desktop computer and not have a webcam. See, I knew that word would come to me if I just stopped thinking about it. Okay. If you are one of those rare individuals, because my 87 will be 87 at the end of this week. I guess it's first of next week. My 87-year-old mother has a phone that has a camera on it. She doesn't know how to use it. So I'm pretty sure you probably do too. You pick it up. You go live with whatever clarity you do have now. Hi, my name is. What I do is, and what I'd love for you to know today is. Those three things. Who are you? What do you do? What do you want to tell somebody about? Consistency, 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 consistency. For the one only purpose of connecting. The clarity, that's what I'm here for. Your visibility, that's what I'm showing you every day and helping you teach. Turning that visibility into being valuable, that's where the clarity comes in. And the best way to move a car is to get the car moving, get it rolling. Then we can turn it complete 180 if we need to. I can even come in with the clarity, and when you think you were going to go 3/4 of a turn, I can tell you, if you just turned a quarter the other direction, you'd be in the same direction. It's what coaches do for us. This is the old saying, it's impossible to read the label of the jar that you're on the inside of. And, the letters are all backwards and the word's spelled backwards. And unless the word is Roz, which pretty much looks exactly the same inside out, backwards and forwards, it's pretty hard to read that on the label, on the inside of the jar that you live in, that is you. You need a coach on the outside of you to say, hey, okay, this is what you're saying you're doing. Now let's clarify that. Why? I mean, it might be, all right, some of you have been parents. Some of you currently are still parents. It may be that, as I use the example all the time, you're telling your children constantly, clean up your room, clean up your room, clean up your room, clean up your room. Or maybe it's turn off the light when you leave the room, turn off the light when you leave the room, turn off the light when you leave the room. Why? I mean, if you left one light bulb on, okay, now don't attack me with all kinds of green, save the planet kind of comments after this next comment, okay? But if you left one light bulb on in a room 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it's not going to make a major difference on your electric bill. Not really. Now, if you leave the swimming pool heater on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in the winter, you're going to have a massive heating bill. And that's even an electric bill. And that's even if you live in the desert in California. Because the other side of the desert is it may be 80 during the day in January, but it's 30 at night. Okay? But my point isn't, I went off on a tangent a little bit about, energy consumption and use. That's not the point. The point is why. It's more than just your electric bill is too high and you need to save money any way you can. Not that one light bulb. It's more than just your children are absolute total slobs, and the smell wafting out of their room is literally killing the dog. Some of you have that child. I saw you crack a smile just right along with me. There's more to it. There's a deeper why. And that's what, as your clarity coach, that's what I come in and do. I'm going to ask you that why. Why is that important? Do you know there's some people who, they don't even pick it up when the dog poops on the floor? Do you know that there are some people that just throw a towel over top of it when the cat pees on the floor? You know that soaks into the carpet or the floorboards or the whatever. Do you know that I learned this in a radio interview I did a couple weeks ago, most of the cleaners for when your dog has an accident on the carpet, they, to your senses, clean it, but to the dog's senses, the dog knows exactly that's where he went last time. That there's a whole nother chemical that needs to be mixed together with the basic chemical that you usually buy in order to really truly cleanse it. It's the way it is. Clarity comes from somebody who knows things like that coming in and doing it. From the scientists that did all the research and they're like, look at this cool thing that I did, There are people that love doing taxes. They geek out on it. They spend months and months and months and months, pretty much the whole rest of the year, other than January through April, reading up on the tax code, on the proposed next tax changes, all of those kind of things. They geek out on that stuff. Most of you hate it. Avoid it as much as you can. There are those of us that think an Excel spreadsheet. Somebody starts talking numbers and we want to open up a spreadsheet and go through, start looking at all the variables and stuff. There are other people that if I even just said Excel, you tuned out right then. It's like, bye. Don't talk to me about Excel. You need a coach that helps you be clear, both in what you're brilliant at, as well as all the stuff that you had not to be doing anyway. Clarity is powerful. So what are you going to do today? Are you going to get really, truly clear? Are you going to be clear, powerful? Yeah, Patricia lit up when I said Excel spreadsheet. Seriously, are you going to get clear today? Because somebody's waiting on you. Somebody's suffering in your silence. Somebody's lost in your lack of clarity. And I'm your sign. Here I am. Okay, I'm like that floaty guy at the auto dealership. Whatever it takes for you to see and get the sign and send me the message. Direct message me, make a comment. Email me at askstevekid@gmail.com, which I don't usually give out in lives like this, but get a hold of me. Let's get you clear. All I need is the word clarity. I'll take it from there. Today's the day. Now's the time. I've got some free tools. If you will send me the word clarity, I will give you free resources, stuff that you can use immediately, absolutely. If you join Visibility Amplifier, visibilityamplifier.com, if you join the group and you comment clarity in there, you comment, hey, Steve, help in there, I will give you free resources to help you. I have spent a lot of time in the last couple of months putting together a bunch of custom GPTs that I can sell to you for nearly nothing. And I've got 39 books. Well, the 39th one is going to be coming out in the next few days. but 39 books that cover all kinds of stuff. Need to know what your passion is? I have a book that's totally about passion. Want to know why you need a mentor? I have a book about that. Want to know what the difference between a mentor and an advisor is? Actually, I have a book about that too. You want to know what the fundamentals of marketing are? I actually wrote a book called The Ultimate Marketing Tool of a Lifetime. And I wrote it basically based off of watching my dog beg for my food and giving in to her. And although I can't make you as cute as my dog or as cute as a 5-year-old with the Girl Scout cookies at your door, I can get you clear and I can help you. I've made people millionaires. I've worked with multimillionaires. I mentored under a gentleman who was a multiple billionaire. I was so blessed to know him and call him my friend. None of that's so that I can brag. None of that's even a humble brag. It's all for one and only reason, and that's to help you get clear so that you can be visible and valuable. Consistency is just about picking up your phone and doing it. You can be as absolutely completely unclear as you want to be, and you can pick up the phone and say, "Hi, my name is XYZ, and I do XYZ, and today I want to talk to you about." Heck, you can pick up your phone and you can quote, Shakespeare, "All the world is a stage and all of its men merely players," and put down your phone. That's consistency. I had a person that wanted me to pay him. I refused to because I paid him to take my books and turn them into memes. And he decided to be lazy, is really the point. And he just took a bunch of quotes from other people and put them out on my social media. I'm like, I don't need to quote somebody else. I want to quote me. They want to have the Steve quotes. I wrote, and at that time I was at about 18 books. I've written 18 books. Take a quote from one of those 18 books and make a post out of it today. Because if not, what am I paying you for? It would take me about 5 minutes to put together 30 posts of quotes of people. Well, probably 30 minutes if I did 30 quotes. Consistency can be extremely easy. You just do it consistently. Connection is about a heart condition. And absolutely, when we coach together, we're going to talk about your heart. We're going to put you in the right place so that you're actually giving, so that you're actually asking the phrase, "How can I help you today?" with intentionality, purpose, and a desire to really truly help them today. But clarity is something you need a surgeon to come in and help you extract, to cut away all the unclarity and be able to say, "Hey, it's so easy. I read the outside of your jar and it says XYZ." And you'll know it's true, not because that person's an absolute, wonderful, amazing expert. They are. But not because of that, because it'll resonate, it'll ring true in your soul, and you'll be like, "Yeah, that is me. That is it." So what are you going to do? You're going to go on. "Hi, my name is." Start there. "Hi, my name is XYZ. I do blah, blah, blah. And I want to help you today. I want to talk to you today about." 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 5 hours. ChatGPT told me this morning that the live that I did yesterday was too long and I should have made it a webinar because it was that long. They said, "You did 3 lives yesterday in that one live." And it's true, I did. It was totally worth it. I loved it. I hope you go back and listen to yesterday because I was on fire. And I didn't stop because I didn't want to stop. Kind of like right now. I ended actually about 5 minutes ago. I'm just going on because I want you to be clear. I am here to be your sign. I'm waving my hands going, da 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 da. Get clear, get clear. Whatever it takes, man. DM me the word clarity. message, drop in the comments the word clarity. Join visibilityamplifier.com and put the word clarity in our group. Get a hold of me and let's get you clear. I'm being visible. I'm available. I'm going to bring value to you because I consistently and clearly want to connect with you to help you get clear. Because you're amazing. You're incredible. You're powerful. You do that thing. Oh my gosh, do you do that thing? And the more you add clarity, consistency, and connection to it, the even more powerful it's going to be. And I'm here to help you with that. Drop the word clarity. Let's jump right into it right now. Let's do it. You got this. I believe in you. In fact, thank you for the fact that you did. I appreciate you. Until we're together again next time, I hope you have a great week.